Okay, in the previous sessions of advanced technical training, I have already covered this points introduction to loads. In that, we have seen dead load, live load, environmental loads. Then IS code referring to the different codes, which IS codes are required to evaluate which types of loads. That also we have studied. Then we have studied this limit state working stress ultimate load method, that also we have covered. Okay, in last semester advanced technical training course. Okay, in the partial safety factors I have also told you. In that limit state method I have given you also the table: limit state for collapse and limit state for serviceability for material and loads. I hope you are with uh, you are now having the notes of all of these. Okay, at that time also I have told you to write down these things. Okay, now we will move further. Okay, and we talk about this design stress strain curve for concrete. Okay, so we will see design design stress strain curve, design stress strain curve for concrete. Okay, so you know that how do we calculate the strength of the concrete? Okay, so FCK generally what we do, we make a number of cubes. Okay, so at least three cubes should be there. So always we prepare the cubes in multiple of 3, 3, 6, 9, 12, so on. Okay, and then what we do, we test those cubes on UTM or CTM machine. Okay, for compression testing, and then we break those cubes. Okay, and we record the load on that strain gauge or load gauge which is attached to that machine, and we know the cross sectional area of these cubes. We prepare the cubes of standard size 150 mm by 150 mm by 150 mm, and load divided by area we get the stress. Okay, that is our FCK. This is for small cube. Okay, for small cube it is okay, you can say that we have tested this cube and this is the strength of this. But whenever you come on the site, so on the site there is a large construction, huge construction is there as compared to the cube. Okay, so due to the manual errors or sometimes the equipment error, if it is not calibrated, or generally due to the labor or manual error, it is very difficult to maintain that quality and that strength which the quality similar to the quality of the cubes. Okay, so it is very difficult to maintain that strength on the site. Now, if you see on the site, the laborers are doing by their own. If you told them to prepare M20 mix, what they will do, they will take one bag of cement. Okay, then in that 10, what we can say, पाट्या असतात ना आपल्या साईटवरच्या, सो 10 पाट्या ते काय करतील, वाळू टाकतील आणि 12 पाट्या खडी टाकतील, and then they will pour into that 6 mugs of water or 7 mugs of water or sometimes 8 mugs of water. So this water cement ratio also affects the strength. Okay, so this is actually happening on the site. So we can't say that whatever the cubes we are testing over here in our lab, same strength will be there on the site. Okay, so by considering these things, there is some safety measures we have to take into the considerations, and for that this stress strain curve for concrete is very important. Okay, so now if we start to draw the curve. Okay, first of all, this is your this is y-axis. Okay, so I will take this. So this is y-axis. Then here it is x-axis. This is the x-axis. So on y-axis here stress is there. We will take stress on y-axis and strain on x-axis and strain on x-axis. Okay, now here you consider the concrete of any type of any grade. Okay, now if we draw the characteristics curve of the cube. Okay, if you cast a cube and we draw break it on the CTM, then to the if we want to draw the curve of that braking procedure, how it breaks, how the stress increases, how the strain increases, then simply this curve is like this. I will draw that curve. Okay, so it will be parabolic up to certain point. Okay, after that it is straight. From this point it will be straight. So this is nothing but this, we can call this as the characteristics curve. Characteristics curve of cube. Remember this cube. I'm talking about cube. But now when you come to the site, we cannot assume that the same strength will be there. So on site, for practical purpose, we already consider near about 33% reduction in the strength. Okay, म्हणजे इथं जर तुम्ही बघितलं, now if I draw the line over here, see, if I see the stress at this level, then it will be like this here at this level. This is the stress, maximum stress. Okay, and this stress, this is FCK. This stress, this is FCK. Okay, and up to which point there is a parabolic curve, and after the line is straight, this if I plotted below, okay, this point on the strain line, then we get the strain. I will plot here. So here at this point we will get the strain as 0.002. Okay, so strain at this level is 0.002. Okay, and the strain at this level where it is finally breaks. Okay, this level, strain at this level where it is finally breaks, if I plot this point on this axis, okay, on this axis, so here I will draw that axis once again. Okay, I will make it somewhat bigger so that, okay, so now if you plot over here, then this strain at ultimate strain you will get here, it is 0.0035. This is your ultimate strain. Okay, and same curve we used here in the limit state method. Okay, so now see, this is the curve, the characteristics curve of cube. Now actual on site we already reduced this strength by near about 33%. So if I draw that curve, that is the characteristics curve of structure, which is actually on the side. If I draw that curve, then that curve will be, I will draw over here. It will be like this, and from this point it will be straight line. Okay, it will be straight line from here this point. So now again if we plot this on this stress curve, stress y-axis, if we see the coordinate which we will get over here, so this is our 0.67 fy fck, sorry, not fy, fck. This is 0.67 fck, and this is called as characteristic curve of structure which is actually on the site. Structure. Okay, so already we have considered over here the factor of safety. Okay, as the cubes are small, it is very easy to get the strength from the cubes. But when we talk about the whole structure, it is very difficult to maintain the strength throughout the structure, the same strength. So that is why for our factor of safety, for designing purpose, we already consider the reduced strength, 0.67 FCK. And further, but still we have not used this curve for design. Okay, now further, if I draw the design curve, the design curve will be like this. Okay, up to this point, and from here it is straight line. So this is our design curve. This is nothing but design curve. So this curve is used for the design. Okay, this is the design curve. And how it is obtained? It is obtained by dividing this 0.67 FCK. Now this is 0.67 FCK is your curve of the structure. We divide this by factor of safety, that is 1.5 factor of safety. This is the partial factor of safety of concrete, and then we will get 0.45 FCK. Okay, or 0.446 FCK. These stresses we have used in limit state method earlier in DCS1 while doing the calculations. From here you will get these values. Okay, and now if I plot this, if I plot this on the y-axis, then it will be like this. Okay, if I drop the perpendicular from here, so this point here, so this is nothing but this is your 0.446 or 0.45 FCK. This is your 0.45 FCK. Okay, so this is the design stress strain curve for the concrete. So this curve, whatever this curve obtained, I was talking about the curve. So design curve. So now you came to know that what is the ultimate strain? Ultimate maximum strain is 0.0035. And what is the ultimate stress we considered? It is 0.446 FCK or 0.45 FCK. कुठलाही घ्या 0.446 means there is 6, so we increase 4 to 5, so it is 0.45 FCK or 0.446 FCK. In some books 0.45 FCK it is used, and in some books 0.446 FCK. If it is getting disconnected. Okay, so I was talking about this. So your maximum strain, so epsilon. Okay, maximum strain if I talk here, it is 0.0035. This is your maximum strain. And what is your maximum stress? Sigma, it is 0.45 FCK. This is your maximum stress. Okay, so this is the design stress strain curve. From this we will get this. Okay, and after the strength or stress reached to the strain level of 0.002, then from that onwards up to 0.0035, that is up to the breaking strain, the curve will be so I think today there is some problem in the college for the net connectivity, maybe, so it is getting disconnected. Okay, so this is the design stress strain curve for the concrete. Similarly, we can see the design stress strain curve for reinforcing steel. Okay, so steel also we will see the design stress strain curve. So here I will give the heading design stress strain curve, design stress strain curve for for steel, design stress strain curve for steel. Okay, so first we will see for Fe250. I will draw the graph for Fe250 and then we will discuss on that. So here, if I draw the graph of Fe250, so this is our y-axis, Then this is the x-axis. As usual, on y-axis stress is there, okay, in Newton per mm square, and on x-axis strain is there. Okay, so Fe 250 means mild steel bar. Okay, it is not the torch steel, mild steel bar. So here it is stress, here strain. Now if we draw the curve, that is, first we will draw the characteristic curve. Okay, failure curve, how it fails. So the characteristics curve, if we draw, then it will be like this. First, it is linear. Okay, stress is directly proportional to the strain up to here. Okay, and after that, this curve is straight. Here it is the straight line. So this is the characteristics curve for mild steel. Now if you plot these things over on the stress diagram here, okay, so here you will get Fy, here you will get Fy, okay, so it is, then again it is constant. Fy as it is, it will remain same. So again strain will get increased after this, but stress will not increase. So this is Fy, that is your 250. This is Fy, nothing but this is your 250, Fe 250, and this is called as characteristic characteristic curve. This is nothing but your characteristic curve. Okay. Now if we calculate the design curve, now if we draw the design curve, then what is the difference between design curve and characteristic curve? So here we will use the factor of safety, and that factor of safety is nothing but, for steel it is 1.15. So factor Fy divided by 1.15. So what we will get now, Fy divided by 1.15 means 1 divided by 1.15. So it is 0.87, 0.87 Fy. Okay, it is 0.87 Fy. So now if we draw the design curve, up to this point it will be same. Okay, if I draw it, so it will start from here again the same up to this point, it will be same the design curve, but it is 0.87 Fy. So from here you will get the design curve as like this. Okay, so this is nothing but this is your design curve. This is the design curve. And now again if you plot these points over here on y stressed axis, then it will be, it is 0.87 Fy, 0.87 Fy. So now you may get connected with that in limit state method. Whenever we used to calculate the TU, okay, if you remember, our what was our formula? It is 0.87 Fy into AST. TU is nothing but force. हा फॉर्म्युला आपण यूज केला बघा भरपूर वेळा. तुम्हाला जर कोरिलेट होत असलं तर बघा, TU इज इक्वल टू व्हॉट, इट इज 0.87 Fy into AST. हा फॉर्म्युला नेहमी आपण यूज केलेला आहे. We have used several times this formula. Okay, so this 0.87 Fy means what? This stress strain curve. So some terminologies I want to explain to you, so that I will fastly draw the diagram again. Y-axis, then x-axis, stress and strain curve I will draw. For mild steel, we are talking about the mild steel. Okay, so this type of curve is there for the mild steel. Here, if you see, this is your Fy. This is Fy. This is called as characteristic curve. And now we will plot the design curve. design curve will be similar up to this point. Okay, from here it will be straight line again. So this is your design curve. This is your design curve, and if you plot this over here, so this will be your 0.87 fy. Now these things are known to you, I have already told you. Okay, the main point what I want to tell you that here now you can see up to the certain limit, within the elastic limit the stress is directly proportional to strain, and you will see the straight line. Okay, you will see the graph, it is as a straight line graph. Now if you take the slope of this, okay, if you take the slope of this slope, how do you take the slope? If I draw the vertical line, okay, and then again if I draw the horizontal line, so here this slope, this is nothing but this is your Young's modulus, this is nothing but this is the Young's modulus, ES. Okay, and what was the value of that? It is 2 into 10 raised to 5 Newton per mm square, or megapascal. It is 2 into 10 raised to 5 Newton per mm square. Okay, so this is the what we can say Young's modulus. How do we find out this? We will take the slope of this curve, stress strain curve, and then we will get this value. Okay, now if we want to calculate the strain, okay, now suppose now at this point, okay, suppose now I will take this point. Okay, suppose this is the point from where the stress strain curve change its shape, means instead of shape I will call it its alignment or whatever, that from this point onwards it is not directly proportional to each other. Okay, this is the straight line, y equal to mx plus c is the equation of this line if you studied in mathematics M2. Okay, after that the line equation of the line changes. Okay, y equal to mx plus c पर्यंत equation तुमचं satisfy होणार आहे त्या लाईनचं. After that, this if you see this curve, this equation changes. So at this point if we want to calculate the strain, what is the strain, then how do we calculate that? I will plot this point, I will shift this point below. Okay, I will drop the perpendicular over here. So this is the point. At this point we want the strain. Suppose this is our point epsilon y. Okay, ey notation घेतलंय मी, ex म्हणा, ey म्हणा, काय म्हणायचं ते म्हणा. Okay, so if I want to calculate this, then how do I calculate this? So it will be strain is equal to what? It is stress divided by Young's modulus. So it will be stress is 0.87 fy. This is your stress, and divided by your strain is es. Your strain is es. So this is for mild steel. This is for mild steel. Okay, these are very important points. Please remember this graph. Okay, even though if you go for the interview in any company or anything, they may ask you such a type of questions. Okay, असं structural oriented पण काय काय विचारलं जातं. So see this carefully. Okay, now this is the graph for the mild steel. Okay, so this is the graph for mild steel. Now if we talk about the torr steel, now if we talk about the torr steel, then the graph will be same, but there is some curve portion. So see, up till now we have seen the graph for concrete. Now this is the graph for mild steel. Now we will see the graph for torr steel. So again for the torr steel, if we draw the graph, this is the y-axis, then x-axis, x-axis. Okay, then if I draw the graph now, so first we will draw the characteristic curve. So the characteristic curve will be up to the certain point it is stress is directly proportional to strain. Now we are talking about this, what we can say, torr steel. Okay, and after that for it is non-linear variation will be there, it is curve, it will be like this, it is curve. Okay, and then again it will move straight like this. Okay, so if we plot this over here at this point, if we plot this, okay, so it is Fy. So let us assume it is Fe500. Torque steel means what? Fe415 or Fe500. So Fy, suppose, so Fy means here you will get this 500 Newton per mm square is the stress. Okay. Now again, if you draw the design curve, it will be same up to some point. It will be same up to this point. Okay. And now from here onwards, again the same profile will be there. And then again it will move like this. Okay, so this is your design curve. This curve is used for the design, and then this is your characteristic curve. This is your characteristic curve. Okay, so here again if I plot this over here, so this is your 0.87 Fy. This is 0.87 Fy. Okay, now the main thing what I want to tell you that what we will do generally, now here we cannot get easily the what we can say slope at that point where the curve changes its shape. Okay, like the previous one in mild steel. So you can see here in mild steel we easily got this point. Okay, here there is only one shape change, that is the change in direction of the graph, but here it is curve. Okay, it is not linear or non-linear variation. So here what we will do, we will draw one parallel line to this. Okay, we will draw one parallel line to this, which will become from this here, this point. Okay, these points where the curve ends and this shape starts. Okay, so if you draw the parallel line, then it will be like this. Okay, and the strain at this point, so this is the strain up to this is nothing but it is 0.002. Okay, this is 0.002. Now from this point on this design curve, again if we drop the perpendicular below, okay, again if I drop the perpendicular below, it will intersect your x-axis at this point, and now this will be our point EY, strain at any point EY. Okay, and it can be calculated as, again it is same, 0.87 Fy is the stress divided by Young's modulus, you know that ES, but here the difference is that now this 0.002 you have to consider, so it is plus 0.002. Okay, so this 0.002 is nothing but the strain. This 0.002 is nothing but the strain. Okay, so this formula we are used in the case of HYSD bars. Okay, this formula we have already used. Now I am telling you from where you have got this formula. तुम्ही हा किंवा बुक मध्ये असा पण दिलेला आहे हा फॉर्म्युला. If you see the book or in IS code, this formula is given in this fashion. I will write over here once again. It is given as epsilon is equal to Fy divided by 1.15 ES plus 0.002. In this manner it is given in the IS code if you see carefully. Okay, so that formula comes from here. Okay, that formula comes from here. 0.87 Fy, 0.87 म्हणजेच काय तर 1 divided by 1.15. It is nothing but 0.87. Okay, so this formula which I have written in red ink and in green ink, both are same. Okay, so at any point you can calculate the strain by using this formula where this what we can say change of the direction is there. So this is the case of HYSD bars. Okay, this is the case of HYSD bars. Now next I will give you the difference between the some points for difference between working stress method and limit state method, and then we will take the question answers. Okay, so first make two columns. First is the working stress method. Here it is limit state method. Okay, so first point here in working stress method, WSM I will call it in I will write in short. Working stress method is is an elastic design method. Elastic design method. Okay, so this is elastic design method. What about the limit state? LSM limit state is plastic design method. Plastic design method. Okay, then second point. Then second point. What is the second point? The second point is in this WSM members are designed to never go beyond their elastic ranges. Okay, so elastic range जोपर्यंत stress and strains are directly proportional to each other, up to that point only we will consider the strength of the member. Okay, up to that point, where up to the point where the material obeys Hooke's law, up to that point only we will consider the stresses in the member. Okay, so here in this design method, in this design method, members design members are designed members are designed to never go beyond beyond their elastic limit, their elastic limit. Okay, second point here in limit state method is, so here in this design method, in this design method, material is allowed material is allowed to go beyond to go beyond elastic limit elastic limit and enter into the plastic zone and enter into the plastic zone. Okay, so I hope now you are clear with these points, elastic limit and plastic limit. Hey, you know the stress strain curve, standard stress strain curve, point A, point B, point C. hmm? Elastic limit, limit of proportionality, upper yield point, lower yield point, and then E is the ultimate point, ultimate stress yield stress point, and F is the breaking point. Okay, so limit state मध्ये काय होते, only linear variation, only O to A. Okay, that that sort of thing is there, in that the member is within the elastic limit or material is within the elastic limit. Only that will be, a point will be considered as a maximum point. Beyond that the material cannot be stressed. But what the limit state method says, you can stress the material up to the point E, that is the ultimate stress point. Okay, so this is the advantage, so that we can fully utilize the material. ओके, आर यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? ग्राफ ड्रॉ करू दे, वरून चाललंय सगळं डोक्याच्या. सी हियर, आय विल ड्रॉ द ग्राफ हियर, रफ ग्राफ आय विल ड्रॉ. ओके, हा तुमचा स्ट्रेस स्ट्रेन कर्व कसा असतो नॉर्मली, this is linear. Okay, this is the straight line, then non-linear variation. Okay, then here it is point C, then it will move like this. Okay, so here it is O, then linear A, here it is point B somewhere, C, D neck formation, then E is the maximum point, and F. So here A is nothing but your ultimate point, ultimate stress. Okay, here it is your breaking stress, breaking stress. So what is happening now in limit state method? What does the limit state method says? You can stress this material up to this point E, up to the ultimate stress you can consider the strength of the material. म्हणजे या एवढ्या स्ट्रेस पर्यंत मटेरियल फेल होणार नाही. This is said by limit state method. But if you see the working stress method, what does the working stress method says? No, we are not going to load them, give the stress on the material beyond this point A. So this O to A, this is your elastic region. Okay, this is your elastic region, and this is your plastic zone. This is the plastic region. Okay, so what does the working stress method say? Beyond point A, the material cannot carry the stress, it will fail. So we can give the stress to the material up to point A only. Okay, but what limit state method says, what about this point B, C, D and E? You are simply wasting the material, you are not fully utilizing the strength of the material. Okay, so that is why according to limit state method, you can stress the material up to the point E, but working stress method says that you can stress the material or apply the load on the material up to the point A. So that is why the working stress method is not less popular, it is not used. Why? Because it is not fully utilized the material strength, and due to this assumption, or due to this thing, that is we can stress the material up to the point A, the sizes of the sections in the working stress methods are more as compared to the sizes of the sections in limit state method, because limit state method is fully utilizing the strength and working stress method is not fully utilizing the strength. Okay, so this is the main also important point. So that is what they have given over here. Okay, beyond the elastic zone, in the plastic zone also limit state method it is allowed. Okay, so this work WSM is stress based method. This WSM is stress based method, and LSM is strain based method. MCQ साठी क्वेश्चन विचारला जाऊ शकते बरं का, लक्षात ठेवा. This question can be asked for the MCQ also. Okay. Then the fourth point, factor of safety is used to find the allowable stresses. Okay, here the factor of safety, FOS, factor of safety is used to find the allowable stresses. Okay, and here in this method, instead of factor of safety they use partial safety factors. Partial safety factors. Partial safety factors are used for design. Partial safety factors are used for the design. You know that in working stress method for concrete, FOS is taken as 3 factor of safety, and for steel it is 1.78. Okay, in working stress method, and in limit state method, partial safety factors for concrete it is 1.5, and for steel it is 1.15. Okay, remember these values also. For I will repeat once again. In WSM working stress method, the factor of safety for concrete it is 3, and for steel it is 1.78. Okay, and in limit state method, for concrete the partial safety factors it is 1.5, and for steel it is 1.15. Okay, so this is the thing. Also, the main drawback of this working stress method, also one more point I will add over here, that it doesn't give any failure sign in the member before it fails. So suppose a member is there, and if you design that member by using the working stress method, then it will fail suddenly. If the load increases, if the stress goes beyond its limit, or whatever may be the conditions, it will directly fail. But in the limit state method, it won't fail directly. It will give you the appropriate signs. It will show you the diagonal cracks. It will give you the earlier failure signs, so that by looking at that member you can say that now it is going to fail. Okay, slight bending and cracking, it these signs are shown in the member which is designed by limit state method. But when you design a member by working stress method, it suddenly collapse without giving any cracking warning. Okay, it will suddenly collapse. So now after this we will take some questions, one or two questions. So now I will write the question over here, and then I will give you the options, then we will discuss on that. Okay, so first is the modular ratio. The modular ratio M is given by, okay, the modular ratio M is given by, now your first option, it is 280 divided by 3 sigma CBC. Sigma CBC is compression bending stress in compression, that is the notation sigma CBC. This stress is used in working stress method. Okay, so it is then 280 upon 3 sigma st. Okay, sigma st is the stress in the steel. Then option C is 280 divided by 5 sigma CBC, and option D 280 divided by sigma CBC. So now this is the formula for modular ratio in the working stress. Okay, this is the formula for modular ratio in the working stress method, and that formula is the answer for this question. It is the answer number A, 280 divided by 3 sigma CBC. So this is the, what we can say, you remember this because this is the formula. Okay, so here I will write answer. Answer is option A. Okay, option A is the answer. Modular ratio in working stress method. This is the working stress method. In limit state method, if you calculate the modular ratio, what is the formula? It is ES upon EC. ES means what? Young's modulus of steel divided by Young's modulus of concrete. Young's modulus of steel divided by Young's modulus of concrete. Okay, so you have to remember this. Young's modulus of steel divided by Young's modulus of concrete. Is it clear? Okay. So now this is the first question. Second question. These are the questions which I am taking right now. It is multiple times asked in the different examinations. From those I have chosen. The questions are much more, but the frequently asked questions I have gone through that, and those questions right now I am putting in front of you. Okay. So next, if the depth if the depth of of actual neutral axis is more than than critical neutral axis. Okay, the section is the section is okay. Your option A is balanced section, balanced. Option B is over reinforced, over reinforced. Option C is under reinforced, under reinforced. And option D is transformed. Okay, so what is the section? If the depth of actual neutral axis is more than the critical neutral axis, hmm? B, over reinforced, correct. Okay, the option answer is B. B is the correct answer. Okay, we have already studied this. Answer is B. Actual neutral axis म्हणजे तुमचं काय झालं? Actual neutral axis means XU. Critical neutral axis means what? XU max. Okay. So if your XU is greater, then it is over reinforced section. Okay. So XU greater, XU जर लेस आला तर आपण अंडर इन्फोर्स करतो आणि दोन्ही इक्वल आला तर बॅलन्स सेक्शन. Okay. So now the next question. So the next question is the value of factor of safety for concrete is the value of factor of safety factor of safety for concrete is. So your first option A is 5.0, B 2.0, C 1.5 and D 3.0. Give me the answer. What is the answer of this? Okay, so answer is 3. Correct. Why it is not 1.5? आपण घेतो ना कॉन्क्रीटला कधीतरी 1.5. Now you are saying 3. See here, now understand the difference. Here in this question, they have asked you the factor of safety. So factor of safety means it comes under working WSM. Factor of safety is 3. Okay. But in the question, if they ask you what is the partial safety factor for concrete, if the partial words come over there, then your answer must be 1.5. Clear? हे लक्षात ठेवा, important आहे. If in the question instead of factor of safety, if they ask you partial factor of safety, if the partial factor of safety is there, then it comes under LSM, then your answer must be 1.5. And if they ask you factor of safety only, then your answer is 3. Okay, 3.0. Okay, so now next question. So here I will write the answer. Answer is D. Answer is D. Okay, 3.0. समजलं का? सी आन्सर का येत नाही ते? Because this is partial safety factor. This is used in LSM. They have used to ask you the factor of safety. Factor of safety is 3, but partial safety factor is 1.5. So remember these things. So here you can make the mistakes in the exam. Okay, so the next question, the moment of re- okay, so the question is, sorry for disturbance. Now the moment of resistance of an the moment of resistance of an over reinforced section is of an over reinforced section of an over reinforced section is, okay, so your options are A, equal to balance section. First option is equal to balance section. Second option, less than balance section. Less than balance section. Third option, more than balance section. More than balance section. Fourth option, less than under reinforced section. Less than under reinforced section. Okay, answer. I will see the answer. What is given? Answer, it is given C, more than balance section. The answer is the moment of resistance of an over reinforced section is, okay, moment of resistance of an over reinforced section is, the answer is, what is the answer? Answer is C. Okay, more than balance section. Okay, more than balance section. So here the answer is C. You can write the answer properly. Okay, so okay, so in the next lecture now we will